Welcome to the Sparkroom webinar series. Sparkroom provides full-service, data-driven marketing and technology solutions to ignite your performance marketing. Our webinars provide actionable advice and insight to help you better strategize, execute, analyze, and optimize your marketing campaign efforts.
Good afternoon. My name is Michelle Verlin, and I'm the Marketing Manager here at Sparkroom. I'd like to welcome everyone to today's webinar, Spring Cleaning, using automation and data enrichment to tidy up your lead flow. Sparkroom is a leader in performance marketing, providing fully transparent, analytics-based strategies that achieve challenging marketing objectives. Sparkroom provides both marketing services and marketing software, allowing for improved efficiency of data-based marketing campaigns. The Sparkroom Marketing Services team focuses on the management of media plans that incorporate a variety of performance-driven channels. Sparkroom Marketing Software integrates marketing data, automates processes based on performance, and provides robust, multidimensional reporting and analytics. On your screen, you can see the recent awards we won. The 2015 Integrated Marketing and Technology Award in the Targeting category from Chief Marketer, and the 2015 University Business Reader's Choice Top Product Award. Also, the 2016 Leads Council Leader Awards, a gold for Most Valuable Technology and a silver for Best Marketing Agency. Today's presenter is Rachel Schulties, Sparkroom's VP of Account Services. Rachel's 10+ years of experience managing client relationships and marketing campaigns has allowed her to see firsthand the challenges that clients are currently faced with. This knowledge helps her to identify challenges and ultimately recommend and implement innovative solutions that impact the bottom line. Before Rachel gets us started, let me point out some functionality on your webinar control panel. This panel is located in the top right corner of your screen. If you can't see it, look for an orange box with an arrow. If you click on the arrow, the box will expand. If you have any questions during the session, please type them into the questions box and they'll be addressed at the end of the presentation. I also like to assure everyone that you'll be receiving a copy of the presentation as well as a link to the recording later this week. We'll be live tweeting this webinar, so if you'd like to tweet about it as well, please use the hashtag #SparkroomSpringCleaning. Thank you for joining us, and now I'll pass things over to Rachel.
Thank you, Michelle. Today I'm going to focus on typical client challenges and some campaign modifications you can make to tidy up your lead flow. We will review a few simple changes to maximize your current campaign structure, and then talk about some more complex updates that require support of technology and big data, similar to what we can offer at Sparkroom. So let's get started. At Sparkroom, we work with all types of institutions, for-profit, non-for-profit, large, small, campus-based, online. No matter what the format, the challenges remain consistent across all of them. First off, low contact rates. Imagine if your job was to dial prospective customers with the goal of getting them on the phone. If you're not able to ensure that someone picks up on the other end, this can become monotonous and, frankly, pretty boring. Another common complaint is overall poor inquiry quality. It becomes pretty discouraging when the few prospects you do get on the line express that they were somehow coerced into providing information in the first place. We have to rely on multiple channels for inquiry delivery, and with that comes inconsistency and lack of transparency in some cases. Lastly, I'm always talking to clients about wasted resources. More important than anything is working with resources that you pay more efficiently and more effectively. We don't want to waste their time nor your money. We want to keep them engaged and energetic, and most importantly, excited about what they're doing. You may now be wondering how automation or data enrichment can impact any of these challenges. Stay with me. I promise we'll come full circle. When approaching these three challenges, we have various solutions that can be implemented. Some are simple and some much more complex. Let's start with an easy way to clean up the clutter. Take a look at your media mix. Your ability to purchase inquiries from third-party lead providers has evolved tremendously over the last few years. As aggregators have had to change their practices in order to adapt to regulations, they've become more creative in their models. You no longer have to purchase leads that are sold to multiple clients at a time or pay on a per-lead model. At Sparkroom, we're always looking for new opportunities to diversify our media mix and relationships. Because of this, we have campaigns that integrate inquiries coming from a pay-per-click model, subscription-based, content sponsorship, even exclusive opportunities. At Sparkroom, our media team is always looking to maximize these types of innovative inquiry generation solutions in order to increase overall conversion rates. Each of these lead delivery solutions perform at a different rate, but consistently, they're all delivering conversions at about 3 times more frequently than a traditional pay-per-lead model. A quick and easy way to ensure your team is contacting inquiries that will actually pick up the phone is to verify contact data before the outbound dialing begins. There are third-party solutions that can do just that. Integration with these partners and Sparkroom is seamless and pretty simple. In a recent campaign that the team launched, we looked to verify compatibility of phone, email, and address for each inquiry that was processed. Once determined if the data was viable, the contact data was then provided to the outbound call team. Within the first 4 months of implementation, we saw an increase in conversion rate by 49%. With the help of a lead capture platform, we were able to validate and post data in real time. This was simply a result of cleaning up the data that was sent to the team for outbound dialing. It's quick and easy to implement verification or revisit your media mix, but in order to have true long-term impact on the quality of your inquiries, you need to better understand the data itself. Our team makes all campaign decisions and optimization based on audience profiling and data integration. The first step to optimizing your campaign is to better understand your current customers and how they relate to your inquiry pool. For this type of analysis, all you need is your own data. Take a sample size about 2 years back and review from initial inquiry through retention. You can work with big data resources to understand demographic, psychographic, and geographic attributions. I bet what you find will actually surprise you. Once you have these insights, you can develop a custom approach leveraging custom data modeling and outreach. When reviewing campaign data, our approach is multifaceted. The first step is to dig deep into the geographic attributions of the data. Where do these people live? Are certain zip codes contributing to a larger percentage of conversions? Can you identify areas that result in a lower contact rate? With this type of insight, you can modify the campaign by simply targeting geographic patches or zip codes that work and avoid all others. For example, we recently helped a client reconfigure their geographic targeting approach for their paid search initiative. Previously, they were targeting a radius around each location. Through deep data analysis, we saw that there was a clear trend of conversions in specific pockets of zip codes, and most of the clicks and inquiries from within the radius were simply a waste of money. We were able to take these learnings and improve efficiency. First, we removed the ineffective zip codes from our targeting with the search engine platforms. This prevented impressions from displaying on these locations regardless of the user's search. Second, we launched a demand generation display effort within these markets to increase brand search and traffic. Ultimately, this customized approach resulted in increased conversion rate from 11.62% to 15.35% year over year. Let's talk about demographics. We're focusing on age, gender, income, ethnicity, and many more. You know that your student base may skew female, or that they have an average income of $35 to $50K per year, but this doesn't mean that this is the market you should only be focusing on. There's often large opportunity for a targeted approach to focus on prospects that may fall outside of your norm. They may even deliver conversions at a slightly higher rate, which is why this perspective is so important. The last step of data analysis focuses on psychographic attribution. This is much harder to understand and define. When we talk about psychographic attribution, we're focusing on lifestyle, motives for purchase, and even personality. Understanding this type of insight will allow you to develop targeted brand awareness campaigns that focus on a lookalike model. This type of information can help you refine your message and delivery so that you resonate with your audience in the most powerful way possible. For instance, I'm a woman between 30 and 40. I own a home, I have 2 children and a husband. Knowing that type of information, you might expect that I subscribe to Parenting Magazine and have a membership at Costco. What you don't know is that I have a passion for photography and cooking. Because of these interests, the best way to reach me would be to go through the many blogs that I review each day. Content sponsorship on these blogs could potentially open opportunities to prospective inquiries that you may have not considered before. Once you have data, you need to leverage it in the most efficient way possible. Leveraging all the data and knowledge we already discussed, you can actually determine the intent of an inquiry before you even speak to them. This allows you to maximize your resources. By understanding what your highest converting prospects looks like, you can now assign scores to incoming inquiries based on propensity to convert. With this type of model in place, you can route, price, and respond to each inquiry differently. Some custom solutions that we've implemented for clients based on propensity to convert scoring models include the following. First, custom routing. If you have inquiries that are less likely to convert but are still valid, you may want to enter them into an email nurturing campaign or even a text-based initiative. This will encourage the inquiry to dial into your team rather than having your team reach out. This helps you understand the intent of the inquiry and properly assign resources moving forward. Next is relevant pricing. Some clients choose to route all leads in the exact same way, but they pay a premium for inquiries that fall within their target model. This helps to justify cost metrics down the line. It's a great way to balance the need for volume while still maintaining budgets. Rejection-based logic. Finally, by matching an incoming inquiry against your target model, you're able to determine if you want to accept that inquiry at all. Some clients choose to simply reject leads that are outside of their acceptable threshold. This allows them to replace the rejected inquiries with volume that fulfills their wants and needs. Recently, I implemented a model like this for a client. Each inquiry received by a third-party vendor was run against their audience model. We rejected approximately 6% of inquiries each month based on this logic. In 3 months' time, we were able to increase the conversion rate by 25% simply by replacing the rejected volume with inquiries that had a higher propensity to convert. I hope that all this information has been valuable. The number one thing to remember about inquiry optimization is learn from what you have. Leveraging your own data and expertise is really the best place to start. So, to recap on what we discussed, let's revisit the client challenges I mentioned earlier. Low contact rates can be combated by validating data before working it. This is simply done through third-party solutions and partners. To address poor inquiry quality, start with diversifying your media mix. There is always low-hanging fruit that you can adjust and optimize. Once you have that done, you can be sure to test out new vendor pricing models like subscription, pay-per-click, and impression-based campaigns. And lastly, wasted resources. If you're able to clean up the lead flow by improving quality and contact rates, the final step is to optimize your clean lead volume. This is done through data analysis and custom response, which can range from routing to pricing. Now I'll pass it back to Michelle, who will wrap it up and share your questions with me.
Thank you so much, Rachel. Now, as Rachel mentioned, we will take some questions from the attendees. If you do have something you'd like to ask, please type it into the question box in your webinar control panel. If you can't see the control panel at the moment, look for the orange box with the arrow, click on the arrow, and the control panel will expand. Okay, we already have some questions so far. So let's see, Rachel, in your opinion, what third-party data providers are worth the money?
That's a great question. So over the past few years, we've really started to launch some of these new opportunities with third-party vendors. So I would say that vendors that are testing new pricing models and new lead generation models are the ones you want to go with. So we're looking at not just PPL, but maybe clicks-based campaigns, sponsorships, things that really focus on your branding initiative and drive to an EDU platform rather than just posting lead data.
Okay, great. Now, how would I connect the third-party data with my lead data?
So I assume that this question is in reference to third-party targeting data. So essentially what we do at Sparkroom is we work with all different platforms that provide us with both third-party, and then we use our own system for second-party data. So we would take lead data, determine what attributes are assigned to it through segment code analysis, and then we would use that to find out your overall target audience, and those models can be integrated into digital campaigns.
Okay, great. Earlier in the presentation, you mentioned needing to change the media mix as one of the simple solutions. But how do you go about finding new vendors, and how would you test them?
Sure. So at Sparkroom, we have a pretty robust vendor vetting program. Our VP of audience marketing, our VP of performance marketing goes out to find new vendor opportunities. And this can range from scouring blogs, talking with, within her network, understanding where opportunities lie. And from there, we determine if they're compliant, if they're relevant, if they can adhere to our standards, and then we test from there. We're always looking for new types of opportunities. So like I said, we've been testing lately a lot of sponsored content, blog relationships, things like that, a lot of display opportunities that really ultimately drive to a school-based form rather than posting leads directly into Sparkroom.
Great, thank you. How do you determine which pieces of psychographic data are most important when looking to target specific people?
So when we're looking at psychographic data, the most important thing to yield from it is how people are consuming information and where they want to be spoken to. So a lot of times we'll look at shopping habits, web-based habits, time of day that they're doing things so that we can understand how they think and how they respond. And this allows us to place our digital marketing in those specific areas.
Okay, let's see. From my experience, lead scoring is cost prohibitive for setup. Do you offer any alternative options that are more cost effective for a smaller school's budget?
So lead scoring historically has definitely been cost prohibitive. Setup requires a lot of time and resources. We have an in-house analytics team that does create custom models for school. The setup is pretty acceptable, and we've launched it with several clients over the past year that have really loved it, and we're able to kind of tweak that on a month-by-month basis. So if you decided to move forward with that, you would have access to our in-house analytics team, our agency team, and we would come up with a model and then roll it out and assess it each quarter.
Excellent, thank you. Let's see, doesn't adding lead scores slow down the delivery of leads to me?
No, if you're using a lead automated platform like a Sparkroom, it's all done in real time. So we have campaigns where we're pinging multiple third-party systems at the same time as the lead's being delivered into Sparkroom. It's pinging the systems, we're cleaning it for all other types of validations and sending it to school all within fractions of a second.
Okay, great. All right, so if anyone has any additional questions they have not had a chance to ask today, you can reach us at webinars@sparkroom.com. Thank you for joining us, everyone, and enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you for your time. For more performance marketing resources, including our series of on-demand webinars, go to sparkroom.com/resources.